I'm Jim Longworth, and welcome to another edition of Triad Today. Coming up later on, our infamous roundtable gets together, and there's no telling what those guys are going to say, so stay tuned for the controversy. Between now and then, though, some great guests and information coming your way will help celebrate an anniversary, a very special anniversary for a particular nursing program in our area. We'll keep you wondering about that. We'll also share some tips on holiday hairstyles and much more, including talking about an internship program from one of our local foundations. So we just have a lot to cover. But first, we turn our attention to the YWCA and specifically to the High Point YWCA. On my right, very lovely Heidi Majors, who is Executive Director of the High Point YWCA. Welcome.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Before we get going, let's just remind people where exactly you're located, because some people who live in High Point go there. Some people might live somewhere else but work in High Point and go to the YW. Where is it?
Sure. We're right in the core area of downtown, across from the hospital on Westwood Avenue.
Now, what would you say? I'm going to put you on the spot because we can rehearse this. I want to find out the mission of the YWCA. And you could even make it your particular mission or the general mission. What's the mission of the YWCA?
The overall mission for YWCA is that we are here to eliminate racism, empower women, and promote peace, justice, and dignity for all.
I think that's a great cause, especially in today's world where there's a lot of adversarial things going on. I think that's great. All right, let's talk about some of the recent renovations to your facility in case some of the folks from outside the area don't know, because they really want to see these. First, you have a new fitness center, right?
Yes, so we actually have just completed phase 2 of our renovations and one more phase to go. But part of the phase 2 was a new fitness center. We have all brand new pre-core equipment. YWCA's High Point has always been known for our aquatics and wellness, but not necessarily the fitness piece. And so now people are finding the hidden gem of coming in and participating on the rowers and ellipticals and all that great equipment.
That's right. Now, also in the first phase, you put together a new teaching kitchen. What is that about?
Yes, so we actually modeled it after the YWCA Winston-Salem when they opened theirs in 2008. And so basically it's a brand new kitchen with 3 workstations where we actually bring in the cooperative extension, the health department. We have our own on-site nutritionist, and we provide teaching kids, adults how to cook.
Wow.
How we hold camps, lots of different things.
Tell them what's healthy food and all that good stuff.
Eating on a budget, all those great things.
Now, some of the things that have been there for a while that we just want to remind people of, you mentioned aquatics and wellness program. What's that all about?
Well, we have the only arthritis accredited pool from the Arthritis Foundation in the High Point area. We keep that pool temperature between 84 and 86 degrees.
That's great.
So it helps individuals with that and do lots of different programming.
You have a Women's Resource Center?
Yes, within the Women's Resource Center we have our baby basics closet. Our computer lab is being upgraded in the next couple of weeks, so we're very excited about that, and several other educational programs.
You mentioned on an email you sent to me something about an adolescent parenting program. What is that?
Sure. So our area is actually very high for teen pregnancies, and so what we do is we come along beside our young moms and dads, making sure they're staying in school, delaying that second pregnancy. Actually, we had 7 of our individuals eligible to graduate this year. They all did, and 6 of them have gone on to college.
That's great. And you also do a lot with youth services, too.
Yes, so it's camps, summer camps, after-school care programs. We have our own site middle school program as well as one at Phoenix Academy.
I want to put a couple of websites up. If you're interested in more information about what Heidi's been talking about, you want to see some images of what they're doing, find out and how you can join, go to the website on screen, ywcahp.com. Also, thanks to our good friends at the High Point Chamber who suggested this segment, and their website is up on screen as well, bhpchamber.org, and I hope they will check that out. Heidi, thanks for everything.
Thank you.
You do a great job over there.
Thanks for having us.
All right. We'll be right back after this. On Triad Today, we're always glad we can get this gentleman here, but he has something special to talk about today, and we're going to get right to that. On my right, our good friend Dr. Michael Riker is Director of the Nurse Anesthesia Program at Wake Forest School of Medicine. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Glad to be back.
This is a special year for your program. Tell us why.
Yes, it is. We are celebrating our 75th anniversary. So we have been in continuous operation for 75 years here at Baptist Medical Center. We've been here as long as the medical school has, so it's a great anniversary for us.
And you serve how many students currently?
24 students per class, so we have 48 students at a given time.
Right. Do you ever, I'm putting you on the spot, but there must have been thousands and thousands of nurses and nurses in the anesthesia field that have come through there over the years. Do you ever keep up with a lot of the folks?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And our entire profession, it's about 50,000 nurse anesthetists across the country, and it's really pretty tight. I mean, we go to professional meetings, and you generally see a lot of people that you know, and we run into alumni, so it is neat. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you sort of an obvious question. Maybe it's a stupid question about mission. What is the if I say to you, what's the mission of your program? I guess it is stupid because, yeah, you're training nurses to be in this field, but is there sort of an overall mission that you have?
There is. And it really harkens back to the medical center has a piece in the mission vision statement that says that we will train leaders in healthcare. So we've got great clinical experience. We know we have great didactic experience and education to offer, but then we take that piece about leadership development to heart. And so we really kind of think of that as our charge. That our charge is not only to develop good practitioners, but to put them on that path to leadership and to take on leadership positions in their career.
And in the community as well?
Right, yes.
Maybe I should back up for a second, because I don't want to assume that folks know this, because I didn't at first either. But when a nurse, male or female, graduates from your program, what would he or she be doing? What duties would they perform when they go into their career as a nurse anesthesiologist?
Anesthetist, right? Yes, it's very broad. So, and that's one of the beauties of the career, is that there's so many different ways that you can take it. But generally, they're going to be providing anesthesia for people undergoing surgery or pain relief for people who are having a child. So those are the general categories, but that can really span the gamut of very minor surgeries all the way up to very complex things. It could be in very small rural hospitals or surgery centers up to academic medical centers. So there's a real breadth of the profession that people can exercise their practice in. And
I imagine there is a real need, especially in rural areas, to have folks like this come through.
Right. Nurse anesthetists are the primary providers in rural America. So
how is your program different from those in other parts of the state? I know you're not a person who likes to go around bragging, but I'm going to make you brag
Sure.
on yourself. How is it different?
Yes, I think we're unique, not only a comparison to programs in the state, but really nationally. One of the ways is that we are a nursing program situated in a school of medicine, which is already kind of unique.
Right.
It's kind of a strange, it might seem like a strange relationship, but really if you think about it, nurse anesthetists work with physicians, whether it be the surgeon that's providing the surgery, if it's the obstetrician who's delivering the baby, anesthesiologist or pulmonologist consulting on the case for us. We work with physicians, and so being in the School of Medicine really helps us to train our students side by side with the MD students,
Right.
so they can learn to collaborate with one another, understand each other. But really beyond that, I think the leadership piece is what really sets us apart. And that's been a hallmark of the program for many, many years, that we develop leaders.
75 years, what does the
Yes.
future hold?
Future holds a lot. We're in the Wake Forest Innovation Quarter now, so we've got great new facilities. We're expanding our continuing education programs, for other people who are already in practice coming back to continue their education. But the biggest thing that we're doing, and we're really excited about this because we're just putting the icing on the cake on this one, is a brand new degree. It's a Doctor of Nursing Practice degree. It's a clinical doctorate in nursing. We're going to take master's prepared nurses from any kind of specialty, not just anesthesia.
Right.
We're going to give them coursework in population-based healthcare, informatics, interprofessional care,
Wow.
help them to understand how to take care of patients on a broader scale. And that's going to start, we're going to start enrolling in the beginning of the next year.
I think we're so fortunate to have you and your program here, and I really appreciate what you're doing. I want to make sure people get this website up.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to wakehealth.edu, but you can also go to the one up on screen, which has a lot more words on it. It says Nurse Anesthesia Program, so go to that, and that'll click right in directly. And again, thanks to all you do, Dr. Riker. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I want to go to some sad news for just a second. Mac Ingram, former news reporter for WFMY-TV and most recently senior manager for regional and local news at Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center, passed away last week following a battle with cancer. Mac helped to coordinate many of the Baptist Medical Center segments that you saw here on Triad Today. He was a good newsman and a dedicated family man. He'll be missed. Mac was 47 years old. Back now on Triad Today, and I always like to have guests on who are younger than me, which, as I've gotten in my mid-60s, means every guest. But anyway, next to me on my right is a very lovely Kaitlyn Dell. She's a second-year fellow with the Z. Smith Reynolds Foundation. We're going to tell you about what that means, but welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Cleveland County native. She was, when we were in the commercial break, she was schooling me about Cleveland County. Lots of neat stuff over there. But we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Now, speaking of that, where did you go to school?
I went to Warren Wilson College outside of Asheville.
Okay. And how'd you like that?
It was great.
Now, tell me something about when I said in the introduction you're a second-year fellow, maybe some people are watching saying, well, what the heck does that mean?
Sure. There's a 2-year fellowship program at the Z. Smith Reynolds Foundation. So fellows get to be exposed to a wide variety of things that the foundation engages in. So I've had a really great experience involved in grant making and research, but also just being exposed to the nonprofit landscape.
Yeah, so you're helping other people too. I mean, how did you find out about this?
One of my mentors at Warren Wilson, the chaplain Brian Ammons, told me that I should apply for it because he thought it just aligned with my interest and my values.
Yeah, well, everybody knows about the Z. Smith Reynolds Foundation. What a great tradition there, and so I'm glad that you had somebody mentoring you that put you in that direction. Now, let's talk about there's something called a nonprofit internship program.
Yes.
Which you're helping with. Tell me what that's all about.
Yeah, and one of the best parts about my fellowship is being able to manage in part the nonprofit internship program. It's a paid summer internship program for North Carolinian undergraduates to break down barriers and provide access for college students in an effort to diversify the future nonprofit staff.
So now, do you try to target folks? I'm trying to imagine, let's say if I was a sophomore at a local university or college and I heard about this and I applied, is it somebody that's already sort of jazzed up about wanting to go into a nonprofit career? Is that the aim, or at least expose them to it?
So students who are interested in the nonprofit sector or who may not know that they're interested, the whole point of the program is breaking down barriers, and it's for students who wouldn't be able to take an unpaid position, and so it's really providing that access.
Gives them that stipend that yeah, I understand. Now, who would be eligible? Is there any restriction on who could apply for this?
There are a few eligibility requirements. So other than being a student who is either going to a North Carolina college or university or who's a North Carolina resident, the student has to be Pell Grant eligible. But we make a few exceptions. So students who aren't eligible for Pell Grants because of documented status or a previous felony conviction.
Right. Is there a deadline for applying for the nonprofit internship?
The deadline is February 12th at noon.
February 12th, okay. Now, you also have a summer internship program. What does that involve, and when do folks apply for that?
Yeah, so right now we also have applications open for a paid summer internship program at the foundation in Winston-Salem. And so if students are interested in the philanthropy side of things rather than the nonprofit side, they can apply for that too.
Right.
And of course, the applications are open for the fellowship as well. So.
Well, why is it important? I'll put you on the spot here. Why is it important for young people to learn as much as they can about and be involved in and with philanthropy?
I think that there are a lot of young people today, and myself included, who feel that there's a lot of issues that we care about and want to be a part of making our communities better. And it may not seem like there are a lot of routes to do that. And one of the routes that I've found to do that is philanthropy.
Yeah, and you're like 42 years old now, so no, I'm just kidding. I really appreciate what you're doing, and I think it's great what the foundation is doing to give these opportunities, and that you're helping the foundation give opportunities to other people. So you're really in it. You know, you're really seeing both sides of it, and we're really proud of you.
Thank you.
Up on screen, a website which I want you to check out, zsr.org for Z. Smith Reynolds Foundation.org. Please check that out and learn all about it, and remember those deadlines. Thank you, Kaitlyn.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this. On Triad Today, and if you've ever felt like going anywhere in style, I've got two guys here that can get you looking that direction and get you looking great. Next to me, of course, our good friend McCrae Huff, who's a great master stylist, and next to him, Bradley Tuggle, owner of James Bradley Salon. They are joined at the hip. You know, I think they were separated at birth. These guys they're great. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
Yes.
McCrae, before we get going here, let's just remind everybody where the salon is.
The salon is located in Jamestown, North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll tell later on that there's a Facebook thing people can go to. But for now, Bradley, let me turn to you. What's new at the salon these days? Any new products, accessories? I know you've gone around testing things in the past for companies and whatever. What's going on?
I think our latest technology is the Chi lava iron, which is made of volcanic lava. So it's going to smooth the hair out sleeker, faster, and more precision than you've ever seen before.
A lava iron.
Lava.
Wow.
450 degrees.
It's hot.
Golly. So you don't want to touch it. It just goes on the...
No, you definitely don't want to touch it. You want to smooth the hair out with
Yeah,
it.
okay. Now, Bradley, I understand that you have something new for men, And this might harken back to how I grew up in the 1950s. What is that?
Yes, it's actually, we've created a groom room in our salon. And basically what it is, it's an old school barber shop with a new twist to it, which we've teamed with Esquire Grooming, which is Esquire Men's Magazine. They have a grooming line, so we brought the latest and greatest technology and grooming tips for men. So it's a men's location inside the salon.
Is it really old-fashioned, like they can shave you and stuff?
Yes, we are going to do hot towels, shaves, everything.
Wow. I might just come in and get me a hot towel.
It's the best. It's great.
Now, McCrae, tell me about some of the, I'm going to call it, you can correct me if I'm wrong, let's say holiday styles, or that, because I know you create things for clients.
Right.
Sometimes clients will come in and know exactly what they want, but a lot of times you create stuff for them. People going to a lot of parties and doing stuff like, what are some new things going on?
Well, you know, I tend to be a little dramatic. So
No, I didn't know that.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
But myself, I'm telling my clients to get drastic. Like, you know, if they have long hair and been wearing it that way for years, just chop it off and do something new. When you go to the party, just surprise
Something
people.
radical.
Yeah, like I just cut off 13 inches off of a client.
Wow.
Yeah.
Off their hair.
Yeah, off the hair, yes.
Make sure we were okay on that. I'm not sure about you guys. Now, that sounds pretty. Now, how fast would something like that grow back, though? What if I freak out and want to? You know?
Well, okay, now if you needed to grow back immediately, I got some extensions for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got it. All right.
Yeah, I'll hook you up. It'll be like it's never was gone.
Let me ask you something, and both of you can answer this if you want to, and we didn't rehearse this. I'm just curious. Somebody asked me one day about tipping. What typically should you tip a stylist? Now, I know you're way up there as a master stylist.
okay.
You've done things internationally and whatever. But as on average, I mean, is there a percentage or stuff? Because people know about people in other service industries. What would you say?
I mean,
A lot.
a lot. Yeah.
Especially me and McCrae, because
Right.
we're up here.
I mean, you guys are way. Let's say somebody's sort of starting out or whatever as a stylist, or what's a typical thing you should reward them with?
I would say at least 20%.
20%.
It's your
least.
hair. Your hair is a fashion statement. You got to take care of your style
It
if
is.
you want to look
and
good.
around the holidays, I mean, even bigger tips on
Exactly.
that. Any new big plans for 2018? We hadn't talked about anything coming up.
2018, we're just going to continue to take it to the next level and bring it, and can't stop, won't stop attitude, and
Yeah.
keep it going.
Well, this guy's unstoppable here.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
That's why I brought him on my team.
Now tell me, I don't know if we're going to put something on screen or not, because it's not like a typical website, but people can, I don't understand all the social media stuff, but they can find you on Facebook, right?
Yes. Facebook and Instagram at James Bradley Salon.
At James Bradley Salon.
Yes, sir.
They can find out like what you do and
Everything,
services and
everything,
operate.
everything.
So what are your operating hours? Because a lot of times people say, I don't know when the salon's open.
We're open pretty much, anywhere from 10 to 8 o'clock.
Okay. And is that like 6
By
days a week?
We're
or
pretty much by appointment only.
appointment only?
Yeah, we're in an exclusive luxury salon, so you have to
Yeah,
have
and
an
I think
appointment.
people, all kidding aside, people, I want to just address the camera and say these guys, we kid with them because they've been on the show a lot, but they are masters at what they do. They've been around doing things internationally for years, and they are the top of the top. So, you really do have to make an appointment to see these guys, but it's worth it. And thanks for coming by and
Thank you.
sharing
Thank you
your
for having
thoughts.
us. Always a pleasure.
Bring that 400-degree heating thing next
450.
time. 450.
Yeah.
Boy, we could cook something with
It's
that.
hot
couldn't
in
we?
here.
All right. We'll be right back after this. Back now on Triad Today, and it's time for the roundtable. And on my right, but always the political left, that man about town, Ogie Overman, the award-winning journalist broadcaster. Next to him is the sheriff of the world. That's how far his district goes. When they gerrymandered it, it goes from here to Nambia, or whatever Trump said it was. Of course, B.J. Barnes, Sheriff of Guilford County, and next to him, our good buddy Keith Granberry, who's founder of Helping Hands Worldwide Consultants, does a lot of good work also in registering people to vote throughout the country. Congratulations on that. Before we get to the roundtable, quick thing, Lori, our director, I want to go to BJ. You're setting up church safety meetings with various churches to talk about, in case there's an incident or something like there was a shooting. When will those things start?
They start next week, Jim, and there's going to be 4 of them, and they're for any churches within Guilford County, and it's for the leadership.
All right. The new tethering law has just gone into effect in Forsyth County, but there's a loophole. If you read closely, a loophole says you can still tie your dog so long as you can see the dog from your house. Does that loophole make the ordinance moot? Shouldn't all tethering be banned, Ogie?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that, I'm against it, obviously, but what about these long, like clotheslines that the dog has a long run to?
Right.
To me, that almost could be exempt too.
BJ.
This is tethering light. It covers some of the stuff. It does something. It's better than nothing, but not much.
Keith?
It doesn't go anywhere near what needs to be done.
I agree. A Midwestern hospital owned by the company Essentia Health just fired 50 employees for refusing to get a flu shot. Guys, you okay with the firing, or if they'd gotten the shots and it was mandatory, was that a violation of their rights, Ogie?
I don't think I am okay with it, Jim. I mean, if it were 100% effective when we all knew it, and I'm not one of these anti-vaccination people, but personal rights, I mean, you have the right not to take that shot.
BJ?
We're already doing it. Your children are required to have smallpox shots, vaccines, polio vaccines, all before they can come to school. If it's for the safety of your folks, why not be able to mandate?
Keith, would you have fired him?
No, I think it's a fake downsize. I think they want to get rid of those people anyway.
That's
so
interesting.
They find to figure the way to do it.
All right, speaking of unwanted touching, no, we hadn't gotten to that yet. To date, dozens of women have accused Donald Trump of sexual assault. I'm not picking on Trump, but here's the point. Meanwhile, a new poll says that 61% of Americans want Trump impeached if any of those charges are proven to be true. Very quickly, guys, what's the chance of that happening? Ogie?
Of him being impeached, or
because of that,
I think there's a very good chance of both.
Sheriff?
Because of him being impeached because of that? None.
Keith?
No, he's not going to get impeached because of that.
All right. Now, former President George H.W. Bush, it says, will not be arrested for having groped numerous women. You know, he's in the wheelchair and he's done this at various times. Guys, should sexual assault, if it really is considered, you know, unwanted and illegal or whatever, should we or should we not put somebody in jail or prosecute them because of or in spite of their age? Like if they're 90 years old, say, well, let's give them a pass. Ogie?
You know, we're almost reaching a point of overreaction to this thing, Jim. You got to treat this thing with kid gloves, but come on.
Yes.
93, come on.
Sheriff?
Yes, but wasn't this part of growing old? Isn't that part of your
I guess it is.
benefits?
I guess it is. Well, you know, Ogie gropes me.
That is not a part of it.
That's right. He's using the age thing. See, Ogie under the, folks can't see this, but you know, Ogie will, you know, when I have to jump up, he's just done something under there. All right, Keith.
Well, it's not a part of the benefits, but I mean, he's 93. He has Secret Service. Your chance of actually getting next to him again is 0 to 5%.
That's right.
So, you know, it's much to do about that.
Similar theme. Meanwhile, broadcast legend and North Carolina native Charlie Rose has been accused of sexually assaulting numerous women, been fired from all his shows and everything. Should he be kicked out of the North Carolina Hall of Fame before he is proven guilty, or even if he is guilty? This is sort of one of those Pete Rose, Charlie Rose things. What do you think, Ogie?
You know, no, I hate all of this is happening, but Charlie Rose has done some good things in life.
Leave him in the hall?
You can't wipe out his whole life.
All right, BJ.
I agree with Ogie on this one.
Keith?
I mean, you can't do that. That's sort of like saying if a person is in the Football Hall of Fame, but they create a crime,
Then you take him off.
take them out. That's not how it's done.
Reacting to all the publicity about inappropriate touching, Girl Scouts headquarters has issued a warning to parents not to force their daughters to hug relatives during the holidays, like Christmas holidays. Good idea or bad idea, Ogie?
I hated to hear this one, Jim. This is so bad. I am a hugging person. My parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, we all hugged each other a lot, and that's a part of who I am. It really is. It's part of who I am.
Sheriff?
Twice in a row. I have to agree with
BJ.
Ogie.
Yeah, that's unusual.
Coming around.
Keith.
Well, you know, the society is changing now, and I don't think it's for the best. We don't talk on this telephone anymore. We text people.
Yeah.
And you can't hug now. What's next?
I don't know. Very quickly, GQ magazine has named former NFL QB Colin Kaepernick as their Citizen of the Year. Comparison to Jackie Robinson and Muhammad Ali. Kaepernick didn't even vote in the last election, guys, as he really deserved to be Citizen of the Year. Quickly, Ogie.
Well, oddly enough, I just put up a post of me. I nominated GQ called and wanted me to be Best Dressed Man of the Year.
Well, you are.
But I turned him down because it would be a photo shoot, and I said, thanks, but no thanks.
Oh, man. Sheriff?
The answer to your question is no.
He should not be Citizen of the Year. Keith?
No.
I absolutely think he should be Citizen of the Year. There are issues.
So you're putting him up with Ali and Jackie Robinson?
I didn't say Ali.
That's what they said.
But his fight for racial injustice and police brutality is something that is bringing attention to something that wouldn't have done before, and that's what it's all about. Activism is about taking a stand, even when
But he
does
didn't
not benefit you.
he didn't put himself on the line like Robinson and
He
Ali.
did put himself on the line. He's not even playing in the NFL now.
He's got $45 million in the bank.
$45 million, but he's not doing what he loves to do.
Right.
I mean, he's sitting here right now blackballed because of his stance.
He took a stance by insulting the flag and the nation.
He's not insulting the flag. He's bringing attention to issues.
Then why did he do it some other time? Like
Well, I don't know why he did
why would he do it some other time when this is the best time for him to do it to get the attention? He
All
can't
right.
get the attention at a
I
Boy
got it.
Scout
I got it.
meeting.
I agree with both of you. Finally, a new study published in a medical journal says that men who play video games have trouble performing in bed. Guys, quickly, do you play video games? Ogie.
Never did, never will. Never.
Sheriff,
I hate video games.
No, I do not play video games.
I've never heard of video games. What is that?
All right, that's all the time we have for the Liars Club here. Oh, except for this. Earlier this week, several thieves broke into a Los Angeles distillery and stole 9,000 bottles of vodka. Police are asking the public to be on the lookout for 3 men who speak in a loud voice and act really happy. For all of us here, try it today. I'm Jim
1,
Walker.
2, 3.
Yeah, that's right. Those 3 right there. We'll see you next week.